morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. I haven't been on this week, but I have been crafting. I've just been making things for some challenges and things that I said I would do, and I've got friends in real life with birthdays that I've been crafting for. I haven't really done very much. I've used my Cricut a bit. I've been using my Cricut in the afternoons because I've been sat in the living room with the new bird, Pip, and he's had his flying time, so I've been using my Cricut then. But anyway, this morning I thought I would get up and do a pick 10, because why not? So I've got my sticks here. I'm just going to pick out the 10 and then do something with them. So I'm not looking at all. I'm looking out the window. It's quite a nice day. Right, we've got add embossing. We've got add border to at least one side. Come here. Use magicals. Oh, I thought it said use magnets for a minute. I was like, oh. Distress something. Add texture paste. Add random numbers. Oh my goodness me. That is the bane of my life. Add metallic paints. Goodness, it's going to be a bit busy, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add random letters. Do we want letters and numbers? Add dimension. Well, we're going to get dimension anyway with some of this other stuff, so keep that one in. Use ink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm getting rid of the random letters. And add a quote. There we go. That should be okay. So let me go and grab some bits and pieces, and then I will come back and we'll see what we can do with it. Right, I've got some bits together. Last time I did a pick 10, I forgot, and I used my usual like 18 by 18 centimetre square, because all last year and for as long as I can remember, I've had like an 8 by 8 journal, but I forgot I'd bought a larger one so that I could do bigger pieces of work. And so yeah, I can work on almost A4 size now. So that's what I've got here, just mixed media paper. I've got some stencils here, and one's got numbers, so I thought I'd use that to add my texture paste. And I think I'm just going to use the bit in the middle, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll have a go at this up here. Let's see how we get on with that. What I do need to do is turn it round. That's better. That way I can hold it with my left hand. She says, moving it. I don't know if I want those holes in there, but not going to worry too much. Let's take that off carefully. And grab a bit of kitchen roll, because, oh yes, just stick the stencil in, Steph, why don't you? Just clean that up a little bit there. Not that it really matters, it doesn't. Right, there's some random numbers there. And I might have less than random down this side because these are in a numerical order. But you can still see what I'm doing, but I'm just doing the same. Put it on some more texture paste. And because I like doing things in threes, we could have that really big bit down the bottom here. Do I want that? Do you know what? I'm going to put that on there like that. I'll just use this little bit at the bottom here. Clean that up a little bit, and just here as well. That will do. Right, I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to just clean up my stencil. Be right back. Right, this texture paste is almost dry. I made a quick card in between, like you do. So I've got these magicals. I'm going to use my magicals. I've got these, which are my brights, which I've had for a while. I've got brushos, and I forgot to put those on a stick, so I might change that one to say use magicals or brushos because they're quite similar. But I'm going to use my new ones. I think these ones, the magical shakers, Black Forest and or Bratwurst Browns. So I think what I'm going to do is spray my page and just see what happens. Do you want to go brown or black? I quite like the idea of the black one. Let me find. We can always. I don't want too much, she says. Right. Let's give it a spray again. Let's see what. Look at those lovely colours. Might just have to give that a bit of a smoosh around. See what we can get going on. Let's get rid of some of that because we're dripping everywhere. Not that it really matters. Right. I wish this hadn't curled up quite so much. Try and get that bit more coverage on here, just so that it's not so stark. Right. Let's put that down for a sec. Goodness me, I'm getting in a mess here. What did I use? The black one. Might just pop a little bit more on because why not? Not much, just enough. Quite like the dark areas in there. Could do with a little bit of water down the bottom. Right, we've got a massive lot of water on here. I'm going to have to let this dry, I think. Quite like that. Might have a go with the heat tool, see what I can do with that, and I'll be back. Okay folks, so this is dry. I was about to add some ink when I was going to add some black ink down here, but when I remembered I'd actually got some gold ink for handwriting and things like that. So I'm just going to try that. I don't know how well that will work. I was just going to drop it on the top here and see if it fancied. I think it's a bit too thick, so it may not want to dribble down. Do you want to have a dribble? No. Right. Well, in that case, I'm just going to. I'm adding ink, but just with a brush. See if I can make that look a bit less. Not quite what I had in mind. I might add some of the other anyway, but that's not what I had in mind for the ink, put it that way. It is a very odd ink, and it is quite hard if you're using it with a fountain pen. It's not the nicest. It doesn't flow terribly well. Right, let's try another thing. I'm just trying to find another of my manky brushes. I don't want to use one of my best brushes in my ink. Looks like we're out of manky brushes. I should buy myself some cheapo things. Okay, well, let's just use that. Right, this is just the black ink, and we're likely to get in a huge mess with this, so my plan was to have it dribbling down, but I don't even know if this will dribble. It might be too thick. Maybe that's why. Go on, go. Maybe that's why you know it has to be a certain thickness of ink to be able to write with. I'm going to add some water to that, I think, and make that flow. And I'm going to put some on here. And see what happens with that. Whoa. Go on, get down there. Same goes for you up here. That's a nice big dribble. Spread out a bit and dribble. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I literally don't have a clue. I just fancied some ink dribbles. Right, that's quite nice like that, but preferably we could do with something else there. Right, let me put my ink lid at least half on. Because we know how clumsy I am. Right, let's just move that there. See what happens if we can get these things to not quite the look I was looking for, but I'll take it. Oops. Actually, I might leave those rather than them come to the bottom of the page. Let's just see what happens if we let them dry like that. I'm going to attack them with the heat tool. We had some interesting effects going on there with the heat tool, chasing it around. Right, so I've added magicals, texture paste, random numbers have been done. I've used some ink, metallic paints I've need to do, border, distress something, add dimension. Well, it's kind of got dimension, but we could add some more, couldn't we? What could we add to it? Let's have a think. Distress something. We could add a border. Let me have a look for my borders. I've got plenty of coloured borders, but I thought I'd use some of these that Betsy Doodle sent me, which are black and white. And I think what I'll do is put something at the top there, like that, and maybe a bit at the bottom. Is that a bit small? Yeah, maybe it is. A little at the bottom, like that, and should I put a bit down the side? That one, or maybe just the little one, like that. I think I'll do that. I think these were made with a colouring book, which is a really good idea. Right, can't see what I'm doing, so hopefully that's at the top there. I thought if I put the border on now, it might help me progress with the adding dimension and things like that. Now, do I want that down there? I could put it down there. I'll just stick it down the bottom. Just stick it down, stop thinking about it. Right, I don't know if you can see the bottom of this because we're a bit... I don't want to have that bit or the smaller. I'm going to have the bigger bit. Right. That will do there. Let me just pop that back in the folder, because you never know when you might need a little bit of border. Right, so I've done a border somewhere. That's gone. Right. Let's have a think. I need to add some dimension. I'm thinking maybe a bit of collage. What do you reckon? Let me see what I've got. Right, I've been and gathered some bits that I'm going to think about using on here. I'm going to do a little bit of collage if I'm going to add dimension. So what I firstly picked out, she says, losing it instantly, is this. Now this was just some card from a chocolate box. I think that my daughter bought me for Mother's Day. And it's silver and black. I thought, oh, I could put a bit of that on there. I've got some old music paper. I've got some ink on the back, but that's okay. I've got something that I used when I was making a journal. I haven't decided whether I'm going to use that butterfly. I do love butterflies, as you know, but I nearly always stick a butterfly on everything, so I'm going to try not to use it. And I've got I've got big flowers here. Now these I made, it looks like they were made, and I've had them on a present. So probably one of my daughter's presents, and then obviously when they've unwrapped it, I go and whip it off the present again. Because, you know, you never know when you might need it. So I might use that, I don't know. So it's that or the butterfly as the focal image, and then I've just got some other bits and pieces that I thought might go with this. And I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just going to rip some stuff up and see where it takes us. Might have it's the right way around, I guess. I don't know if it is. No, that is the right way around. I actually quite like that now. I don't want that like that, maybe. Right, let's just tear a bit of that. Right, you come. Don't like that edge either. I have to tear all of them. Hoping I could hide that one so it won't matter so much. Maybe something along those lines. I don't know if I'm going to manage with the square edges because I don't really like them, but just try not to think about it too much. I did pick all 3 bits off here, so maybe I'll do something like that, and then either with that, which I actually quite like. I'm going to, everybody remember how that looks, because as soon as I start taking things off, I shall forget where they go. I know I could take a photograph of it all. Well, I'm going to just put a bit of frayed burlap around the edge of that, or I've distressed something apart from myself. And then we go, I think, where did that go, folks? Was it there? Somewhere like that. And I think, did that go on there? And then something along those lines. If you're doing it yourself and you're worried about whether or not you get things in the position after you spend time, just take a photo of it. Not so easy for me while I'm videoing because my camera is attached to my phone, which is on the stand. But if I was doing it just for me, have I got that the right way around? Yeah. There we go. I'll pop that up there. I don't really have a plan. It's just like most of these things, they just come together, hopefully. It's just nice to experiment and do something a little bit different as well. Right, I'm not sure if this needs any frayed burlap, but it had a little bit anyway. I'm just going to put that there. That's card, it might need a bit of an extra helping hand. What did I do with that? I don't know. Now, do I want a third piece? I figured that was too long. I might pop that up there. Get me. Just going with the flow. I'm going to have it overlapping the outside of the collaged area. Right, I hope this is adding dimension as well, because it's distressing. I'm calling it adding dimension. I've got dimension here anyway. I've still got a couple of things left to do. Now, I want you to stick on somewhere where we can see everything. This is a little bit annoying, so what I might do is glue that down. That might stop that from bugging me. And then I've attached myself to it. Something like that, I think. I'm just going to glue it on. And I'm going to put some glue on the petals underneath because they're curling a bit. Looks like it was made with wrapping paper, brown paper. I'm going to stick that on without thinking too much about it. It's got a button as well, so that's definitely hit the adding dimension. Right, metallic paints, embossing, and add a quote. So the embossing I thought I would do is heat embossing, but I'm going to add, not that butterfly, I'm going to add some frantage. Now, I hadn't heard of this before I saw Ashley, who's Paper and Twine, use it in her channel. So I had to get some because I love it. It's very, very cool. And I've got aged bronze here, which I think I'm just going to put in a couple of places just down here and hope that I'm not going to be able to show you because the heat gun will be really noisy, but it's basically like chunky embossing powder. It's not powder, granules. So you sprinkle it on, heat it from underneath, and it'll melt on there, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll do that, and then unless you want to see, I'll do it and I can turn the sound off. Let's do that. There we go. So let me just put my lid on because clumsy me. So it is embossing, but I love the randomness of that. I love that, just like I don't know, a bit of that's a splat and that's a sprinkle, but I really enjoyed using that. So I've done add embossing. I need to add a quote and some metallic paint. So I've got some silver here, and I did bring over the copper, so I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that, but I think not very much. I'm guessing I'm just putting a tiny amount on the side here, and I'm going to use my finger, I think. Yeah. And just put a little on. I'm not even going to think about it. She says thinking about it. No, I wonder actually if I could go over some of these, because that looks a bit plain still, doesn't it? But I quite like the plainness of the stenciling. Right, let's see what this looks like. I'm not sure I'm going to like the colour, so I've got gold, but there we go. Just going to add a little bit onto there. I could have used like the cosmic shimmers, couldn't I? Do they class as metallic paint? I think they do. Yep, quite liking that. Need to find a quote. I did grab my Tim Holtz something or other, Chit Chats or something, rather than just print one out. I thought I'd use one of those. I can't stop now. Right, I think we'd better. I quite like that, and it's not very me, but I enjoy it. It looks nice. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got. Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. That's the first thing I saw, and I'm thinking, yeah, let's have that. Now, where can we put it so we can see it? Down there. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick it down with a bit of glue because I don't think it will stay on otherwise. Ugh. So I want it, or do I want it across there? I don't think we'll see it there. I'm going to stick it there. Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. That seems quite apt for this. Just stick that on, and I'm going to find my pencil that I can never find. It's not that one, it's that one. It's the medium size one. It's not the tall one, which you always see and go for. It's not the smallest one, which is a watercolour pencil, I think. Just let me attack this. I've got something stuck in my pencil sharpener, probably from that. I did email what they're called, Scrawler Box, about the pencils, and they have offered to replace them. I don't want them to replace them particularly, but I thought they should know that pencils don't seem to travel terribly well in the packaging that they have provided. Well, I don't buy the boxes for the products, if you get my meaning. I buy them for the challenge of using what's in the box, if you know what I mean. It's not like, I mean, you could probably save money buying them, but I don't, you know, that's not the reason that I buy the box for the products, if you know what I mean. I like the challenge that comes with it, so I'm not fussed that the pencils are not brilliant. But I think if they're going to continue to send pencils out, they should put them in some different packaging. Now I know that they're very green, and they don't want to put them in bubble wrap and something like that. I get that, but I did suggest they use some like thicker paper, like like the stuff that comes with Amazon, something like that, recycled paper that they could wrap their pencils in, and they might get to people without being damaged. Right, I think that is it. I'm going to stop there, I think. Well, I am, but do you know what? I think I'm going to go around the outside in my trusty black, because it doesn't feel finished without. So I'm just going to have a bit of black soot on the outside, and then that really will be it. Oops, this sponge does not stay on, and I refuse to get another one and use that. I can't wait to get this in the album and have it flat and not curling around. They look a little bit stark. There, that will do. That will do. Definitely stopping there now. Doesn't matter what I see now, it's finished. I have completed my pick 10. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. And I've got to go and finish my cards that I was doing. And yes, weekend, got an extra day of researching family history, because that's what we are doing at the moment. My husband's he's been tracing his family history since he was 17, so that's an awful long time ago. And my dad has done our family tree quite a long way back. But we just take an area every weekend and try and work out anything that we're not 100% sure of, or where things have where it feels like there's a bit of an anomaly or something, and we just spend the weekend doing that, because why not? Something to do. We enjoy doing it. It's researching and a lot of fun. So that's what we'll be doing this weekend. So from me to you, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy the bank holiday for those in the UK who get the bank holiday. Sorry about the weather. Can't do anything about that myself. And have a lovely Have a lovely time, stay safe, stay well, and I will be back very soon. Bye for now.